I'm your bearded sales guy, and you can call me Beard for short. Now, gather round, because today I've got the secret sauce, the elixir of life for your quotas and pipelines. We're talking Module 1, the playbook that might just turn you into the Tom Brady of sales, but for the digital age. So if you've ever sighed thinking, my customers just aren't on social media, prepare to have your world flip like a pancake on a Sunday morning. Firstly, the magic number. Are you ready? 5.18 billion internet users worldwide. And guess what? Nearly 4.8 billion of those are not just alive, but kicking and screaming on social media. So unless you're selling retirement plans to infants, I guarantee your target audience is out there double tapping and scrolling away. That's right, folks. The leads you crave are a mere click, comment, or swipe away. Let that tantalize your sales taste buds for a moment. Point 2, this isn't your grandma's social hour. These billions of users aren't just mindlessly scrolling, posting, hashtag food porn, or Fido's latest fetching adventure. Hey honey. Oh no, they're spending a significant amount of time consuming, interacting, and brace yourselves, forming opinions. Oh yes, opinions that you can shape. You can shape, influence, and steer right into your sales funnel. And get this. Word of mouth just got kicked off the throne. In 2023, social media is the new monarch of sales and marketing. Your buyers are out there, listening, learning, and lapping up what social media has to dish out. So why shouldn't it be you they see? Last, but certainly not least, numero 3. An eye-popping 75% of these social media gladiators use social platforms to research brands. You see where I'm going with this? No longer is it just about slick presentations or cold calls. We're talking humanized content, baby. Think of it as your online reviews, but 1,000 times more impactful. These are your modern day testimonials, and they carry the weight of 1,000 billboards. Imagine this. You're trying to sell, let's say, an innovative new espresso machine. Before, a buyer might look up some expert reviews. But now, my friends, they'll hop onto the social feeds. And if the machine is trending, if it's got the likes, the shares, and oh baby, the rave reviews, you've just turned social chatter into sales chatter. It's practically a direct line to the buyer's heart, soul, and let's not forget, their wallets. So there it is, my soon-to-be social media sales gurus. You've got an audience larger than the population of an entire country just waiting for you. They're active, they're engaged, and they're ready to be wowed. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to take this Module 1 wisdom and convert it into sales conversations like the rock star you were born to be. Stay tuned, keep scrolling, and may the sales force be with you. Gather round, you magnificent muses of marketing, sultans of sales, and champions of customer success. I'm your bearded sales guy, and you may call me Beard. Lo and behold, a module, nay, a biblical scripture that has descended from the heavens to enlighten your oh-so-adventurous souls. Roll out the red carpet for Module 1.2, a background to selling, or as I like to call it, the big oopsie-daisy of not knowing what's going on in the sales world. You see, 15 years ago, the Corporate Executive Board, God bless their data-loving hearts, conducted a research study that should have made everyone's head explode. They found out that buyers were 57% into their journey before you even get a whiff of them. Imagine being late to a party and finding out all the good hors d'oeuvres are gone. But the glory days are over. Today it's a whopping 90%. I know, your FOMO is palpable. And don't even get me started on Gartner's tear-jerking stat that we vendors only get a measly 16% of the buyer's time. Split that 3 ways and congrats, you've got yourself a whole 5%. Basically the time it takes for them to sneeze and say, "Who are you again?" Oh, and you thought talking to one head of procurement was a hoot. Try navigating through a buying team that's basically the Avengers, but with less charm and more paperwork. Some of them even have the audacity to be invisible. They're like the salesperson's Where's Wally, but Wally doesn't want to be found. But why is this all happening? The trust has evaporated, like morning dew under the harsh light of reality. Buyers want a rep-free experience. Yep, they'd rather talk to a chatbot named Steve than deal with your LinkedIn pings. Ouch. Now, let's talk about the greatest paradox of all. Companies are struggling. Gasp. And they think doing the same old will magically make pipelines appear. That's like trying to put out a fire with petrol and wondering why it's not working. But you, enlightened one, are here. And you're taking social selling seriously. Just like our former client who increased their meeting generation rate by 36 times. They even found their long-lost love for prospecting. It's like eat, pray, love, but for salespeople. So let's toast your soon-to-be improved well-being, reduced stress levels, and hopefully a dash of common sense. Got questions or soul-searching reflections? You know where to find me. Probably drowning in LinkedIn connection requests or doing the cha-cha-cha in our community rooms. Class dismissed. Welcome back to Sarcasm News, the sales edition. The show where we talk about stuff that you sales and customer success folks should already know. But don't worry, I'm here to school you anyway. Buckle up, kids. We're diving deep into Module 1.3. Everything has changed. Could it be any more dramatic than that? Remember Top Gear? You know, the show that started in the Jurassic period, also known as 1997. It was as dry as your sales pitch after a long weekend. Just cars, engines and tyres. How exhilarating. Then boom! Someone had an epiphany. Let's focus on the experience, on the people. And just like that, Top Gear became less about the car and more about where it could take you. Kind of like your product should be, if you are actually selling experiences and not just features. Are you taking notes yet? But let's change gears. Ever heard of Alexandra Mary Hershey? No? She's not the undersecretary of the UN or a famous scientist. She's the queen of the automotive industry. The irony. She's neither a car engineer nor a seasoned automotive journalist. Surprise, surprise. She's a vlogger. Yes, in today's magical world, a vlogger can be more influential than a 30-year automotive veteran. Feeling unqualified yet? This is a lady who's charmed her way into every major car brand's dreams. They practically beg her to grace their vehicles with her presence. Please, Alexandra, drive our car and tell the world how much you love it. And you know what? She's like a walking ROI calculator. Her influence converts to real sales numbers. So if you're still stuck pitching feature sheets and user manuals, you're playing checkers while Alexandra is playing 4D chess. So, the lesson, boys and girls, stop fixating on your product as if it's a divine artifact that sells itself. Start thinking about the people who will use it and the experiences they will have. Who knows, maybe one day you'll become the Alexandra of your industry. But let's not set the bar too high, okay? That's it for Module 1.3, or as I like to call it, the dose of reality you didn't know you needed, but definitely deserve. Stay tuned for more wisdom you'll probably ignore. This is your Sarcasm News, the sales edition, signing off. Well. Gather round, all you eager sales maniacs and customer success wizards. Have I got some groundbreaking news for you? Brace yourselves, you might want to sit down for this one. Turns out, get this, people like people more than they like brands. I know, mind blown. Yeah, okay, so we've known for ages that big brands like Nike are just killing it on social media. Like, oh my God, 8.5 million followers on Twitter. That's almost as many as the number of cold calls you've made this month. But here comes the twist, my friends. If Nike wants to sell tennis gear, they'd do a whole lot better if Serena Williams tweeted about it. Because lo and behold, she's got 10 million followers. 10 million. LeBron James has 50 million. And Cristiano Ronaldo, nearly 100 million followers. I know. I can see your jaws hitting the floor. Now let's get serious. Look, Ronaldo alone has 7 times the Instagram following of the top 10 most valuable brands in the world combined. Let that sink in. So what's the takeaway? Well, I'll tell you. Personality always trumps brand. People have bought from people for years in the world of B2B. Remember it, personality trumps brand. Write that down. No, please write that down. I'll wait. Now, I'm not saying you need millions of followers, but wouldn't that be nice? What you do need is to figure out what you want to be famous for. You heard me. Maybe it's your ability to memorize all the features of software like it's Shakespeare. Or maybe it's your knack for converting leads quicker than I can say commission. We talked to a software company, you know, those kids who get excited about coding, and they want to be famous for software development. So they checked who's influential in their space. Surprise, surprise. It's exactly who you'd think. So you see, even if you're in a niche as thrilling as watching paint dry, you can still find your people. Now, let's get real, shall we? When it comes to our arena, digital selling, we've got giants like Accenture and IBM who also want to be famous. These companies alone have like a gazillion employees. But guess who's amongst the most influential people in digital selling? Yep, yours truly. So if we can do it, so can you. So go on, unleash your inner influencer. Because as much as you think your software, product or service is the star of the show, it's actually you. And guess what? Now you don't have an excuse for not hitting those sales targets. You're welcome. Stay tuned for more earth-shattering revelations in sales and customer success. And that, my friends, is how you turn a module on personal branding into must-see TV.